Welcome back, boys and girls, to another episode. This is episode... Fuck.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. As you can see, if you're watching the video, the other Hunter is here. Yeah, it's fine. Mine's dented too. But, yeah, Hunter's finally here. It's been busy couple months. This is probably coming out a week after our other video. And it's been a minute since we've had something come out. Old Hunter's finally getting married, so he's been between that and being in New York. We have had
the greatest state in the country, baby.
Yeah, we've had very little time to get stuff recorded, but we've been thinking about y'all, all two of y'all, Mom and Dad.
And for all you Texans listening, that is a joke. That place is. I just want to leave. I've never hated living somewhere so much in my entire life.
Yeah, this is probably the first time he's touched his rifles in a while.
Months.
Yeah. But if you're watching on video, sitting in front of me, we've got a bolt action 308 Brigera B14 HMR with a can on the end of it, and then
what's the can?
Oh, the can is the Resonator R2 by Yankee Hill. It's my one and only can at the moment. And then Hunter's got, what you got in front of you?
I got my AR-10 by Daniel Defense, 16-inch barrel with a Surefire RC2 on it. No, not RC2, SOCOM 300.
Mm-hmm.
Got it kind of decked out for pigs whenever I have a chance to come back home and actually go hunt stuff. So,
yeah, so, and that is chambered in what?
308.
308.
Yep.
So, if you're listening, watching, whatever, maybe you already see a theme. We got two suppressed 308 rifles in front of us. One of them's a bolt action, one of them's a gas-powered AR platform. I don't know why I blinked out. Anyways, so maybe you already see the theme. So, we figured we'd talk today gas-powered versus bolt action suppressed rifles for hunting or target, just in general.
Overall use.
Yeah, kind of our experience. Because I've shot both bolt action and bolt action and God, dude, I'm slipping up. Bolt action and gas powered systems now suppressed, as well as hunter, of course. So we kind of just we figured we'd talk to y'all about our experiences and what we like, which for those of you that's been listening for a while now, you already know which side I'm going to take on this.
Yeah. And I guess we just give our overall opinion on shooting suppressed versus non-suppressed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should start with, what's your opinion on shooting a bolt gun suppressed versus a gas gun suppressed?
Well, I mean, suppressed or unsuppressed, 10 out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, I'm going to always go bolt action. Like I was about to say, if you've been watching this or you know me personally, I know Hunter knows this, I'm always going to be the bolt action person.
Off camera to his left, there's an AR sitting. That's his on the couch.
That's my home defense. I'm not saying I'm against ARs, but if I had the choice, if you were to set both of these rifles in front of me and tell me I get whichever one I want for free, I'm going to select the bolt action majority of the time, just because that's what I've grown up on. I didn't get my first AR until I was probably, I think it was actually the day I turned 21, maybe. I don't know, because 21 I bought my pistol.
You built that though, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think that was your first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it started out as just a regular 16-inch. But I just mainly grew up on bolt actions. Bolt actions, of course, less moving parts. They're a little more reliable as far as malfunctions. There's less to go wrong on this rifle versus that rifle. Now, ARs definitely, they have their pros and their cons, just like bolt actions. But hunting wise, which is the way I see most of my rifles when I'm looking at how I'm going to use them, bolt action is the way to go, because when I'm out there and I only got one rifle with me, I'd rather bring the one that's going to have, the least chance of having some malfunction.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, really, the rifle itself, if excluding the suppressor and the scope, the only thing that I got to really worry about not going wrong necessarily is something in the bolt or something in the trigger.
Yeah. Versus with this, because you have the buffer system can break, something in the bolt carrier group can break, the gas system can be off-centered a little bit, like Ray. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like the trigger can malfunction, and then
your handguard could be a little loose.
Yeah, and like it's just so many moving parts that people don't think can break, which they do.
Yeah.
Speaking
especially
from
when you're going suppressed.
Yeah. But for me, I think shooting bolt action suppressed is way more enjoyable.
Oh, for sure.
Than gas guns. Specifically for the fact that
it's cleaner.
It's clear, kinda. It gets your gun a lot filthier, very, very quick. But you don't get all the blowback in your face.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
Like if I'm mowing down some pigs with the bolt action or gas powered, I got a lot less blowing up in my face, I guess.
And from somebody that doesn't have a whole lot of experience, like pig hunting, I guess, or just hunting in general, like I'm not going to take this deer hunting by any chance. Yeah. But like if there's you could, but it's really freaking heavy. And it'd be a waste of bringing 20 rounds of 308 in a mag versus bringing 5 to 10 because you should only need one.
Yeah.
Sometimes two if you.
The only time I've needed two so far was when I shot that buck and that doe back to back.
But like for example with like pig hunting though, when you have let's say there's like a pack of like 10, 15, 20 of them, I don't want to have to think about re-racking the bolt.
Yeah.
Because I just don't have that experience of it, right? I'd rather just pull the trigger and just keep going.
When you get to that Jason Bourne level of bolt action shooting, it just becomes all fluid motion. Just
and it's not saying that like I'm bad at shooting a bolt gun.
Yeah, no, you definitely.
It's just like the adrenaline's flowing, your mind's not 100%.
Yeah, no. If
thinking of like what do I need to do next?
If you don't put practice with working that bolt, there's YouTubers talk about it all the time. If you try to go out there and the first time you're hunting with the bolt action, you're trying to mow down a couple pigs, you're gonna mess up because that, like you said, that adrenaline's hitting you. You go to rack it and you don't necessarily
go back all the way.
Yeah,
you can short stroke it because. So what I've realized with some bolt guns, my Remington sometimes has this problem. It's like when you start pulling the bolt back, it'll eject the shell, but it won't be ready for the next round. You have to pull it back even farther.
Yeah.
And then my Bergara 22-250, because it's a shorter overall cartridge, if you don't pull that bolt all the way to the back, it's not going to catch that next one.
Yeah.
So, it's all in how you practice, and I'm glad I've done that out at the range versus figuring it out in the field.
Yeah, because the worst thing to do is miss a shot out in the field because you didn't practice it. You miss a shot because of malfunction that you couldn't control. You don't feel as bad, but you miss a shot because you either didn't put the time in sighting it in or you didn't put the time in getting to know that rifle and it was something on you. That's when you feel a little crummier.
Yeah.
Kind of like the story I was telling you about before this. I took one of my other ARs out and wasn't thinking. I put some lot lighter, faster ammo in my rifle before I went out to the stand and ended up shooting a little over the coyote's head that I was aiming at. And that definitely makes you feel sick because then you're like, well, I know what I did wrong. It was controllable and I missed my shot. So, yeah, like you're saying, it's definitely worth putting the time in. But no, going into, I guess, what like you were saying earlier, definitely, I guess we can talk about all the pros first of shooting bolt action suppressed.
And then we can go through the cons of it.
Yeah.
Because there definitely is cons with shooting a bolt gun suppressed. So, but I would say with the pros is you don't have to wear ear pro in stands.
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing, too, is over an AR is it's a lot quieter because you got less moving parts.
Yep.
You don't have that gas being trapped in and ejected right there outside, right out the port, right where
Yep.
it exploded. It's still dirty. I mean, suppressed is going to be dirty.
Yeah, I think best practice with shooting suppress is basically you're doubling your cleaning cycle.
Yeah.
Which I am terrible about cleaning guns. I cleaned my Seekins that y'all have seen on the channel before, and I cleaned this AR-10 today. And dude, I went through a lot of paper towels, a lot of solvent, and a lot of microfiber towels. Because dude, it was, especially that Seekins. I didn't think that Seekins was that bad, dude. I probably put 100 patches through it.
Yeah,
to get and like if I'm gonna clean the barrel, I'm getting that thing absolutely spotless, like as close as I can to getting it perfect.
See, I haven't ran a snake through mine. All I've been doing cleaning here lately is I keep a little rag, a toothbrush, and then grease and oil. And just after I get done hunting or shooting, I just wipe everything down with the oil, re-grease it, the bolt if it needs it, and then take toothbrush and scrub any grime like if I'd been shooting.
And that is one thing too, is like what I started doing was with because like a lot of stuff is steel, so especially on like bolt, like the actual action piece and like the barrels, and then all like the little screws on this thing, my guns tend to get a little bit of surface rust on it.
Yeah.
So what I started doing was I'd wipe it all out with some sort of gun cleaner, and then I put like a little bit of grease on it, and then kind of scrub it, and then put a light little film over it, and then kind of let it sit, and then I'll wipe all the excess off with the paper towel.
Yeah, see, that's the biggest issue, especially
here, because it's humid as shit.
It's so humid, and then you get those wet mornings around this time of the year, and it gets all over your barrel. Like, I had my the 2250 I've been shooting since I was little. I would have sometimes, because that's probably my most neglected rifle, but it hasn't let me down, so I haven't changed my routine with it. But there's been many a times where I'll come back home from deer lease, and there's already surface rust starting on the barrel because it just got all nasty out in the field.
My Remington, like before I even shot it and I was like cycling it, it started having surface rust on the bolt, just from me touching it.
Damn.
And I was like,
so this is one thing I was going to ask you about. It's kind of off topic. Well, it's not. Do you put any oil on your barrel?
On the barrel or in the barrel?
On the barrel.
No. If there's like some rust spots, that I use that grease and I just kind of scrub it in a little bit, and then I'll wipe all the excess off.
So what I've been doing with this barrel, and it's pretty clean, but like right before I go out hunting, I only do it when I'm hunting, not when it's just sitting around here. But right before I go out hunting, I'll take some of that gun oil, that Lucas stuff. I thought I brought it in here. But anyways, I'll take some of that Lucas gun oil, and I'll put just a little bit on the tip of a rag, and I'll just lightly wipe down my barrel, just enough to get a little barrier on there. So then it's, I found that I started doing that since last season now, and I found that when I get home, all the dust and everything comes off a lot easier, and it's a lot shorter cleanup time now.
Yep. And it's same thing with ARs and stuff. If you keep up with the maintenance, it won't be as strenuous.
My AR, now you bring it up, the barrel, bolt, everything's clean as a whistle, but the actual upper and handguard, dude, I was looking at the other day, there is so much dust and like grime from the lease all up in that handguard.
Best way to get rid of it, air compress or compressed air,
yeah,
like an air compressor. Yeah, you just get like the little nozzle on it, and you just
yeah.
From working at a gun store, that's the best way to get dust off quick, because you don't have to wipe it and get like. Because I've done it where you get like the paper towel and you fold it to fit into the M lock just to get the barrel in that one like little spot.
Yeah, I've definitely been getting the itch to build another AR here lately. I mean, you've known that I've been wanting to do a 300 blackout build for the longest. But I've been really wanting to do like a 7 to 8.5 inch 300 blackout.
I have an 8.5 inch. I think that's a lot of people say 9.5 is like it was designed for this. I think it runs perfectly fine at 8.5.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about doing 8.5. I want to do an 8.5 build, or I could do 7 because it's gonna be suppressed most of the time. You know, give me a little shorter profile. But and then I really want to run a what is it called? Why am I blanking out? The high-rise red dot. Most common, popular one now on the little pistols.
RMR? Or is it Hollow Sun?
No.
Is it like a little block?
It's the, is it the SIG Romeo?
Oh, like the one that I have? The Romeo 5?
Yeah, and you see the guys, they'll get those, like, cool little high-risers for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I've been really wanting to build a 300 blackout that size for home defense. Because I have the 10-inch AR-15 223 for home defense, but, you know, as most people talked, I have a lot more chance of blow-through, or, you know, I have a lot, you know...
Over penetration.
Yeah. Over penetration, especially in living in a neighborhood, in a close quarter house. Got a lot of things to worry about accidentally blowing through and hitting. Versus 300 blackout, you know, tumbles a lot more or a lot better.
But if you're gonna use, it could probably be a topic for another podcast.
But yeah.
But if you're gonna use 5.56, get as long of a barrel as you can.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I have.
It only tumbles in high velocity. If it's like low enough, like 2,000 feet per second, it just can go. It's just a pinhole.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been wanting to do build, but I really want to save up for the 8.6 blackout. I want to get the Q fix.
I've heard a lot of problems with it.
With the Q fix?
Yeah, they're having a lot of QA/QC problems.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
kind of depressing, and it's specifically with the fix. I don't know if it's the 8.6 fix or if it's all of them or what's going on, but that's just what I've heard.
Well, I've seen
like head spacing issues and.
Did you see that semi-automatic rifle that Flannel Daddy had in 8.6?
Yeah,
that thing's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's like $4,000,
yeah,
$3,000, something like that.
But no, so yeah, I mean, kind of sum it up: bolt action suppressed, you're going to be quieter than a gas gun. Lot less maintenance as far as stuff to worry about going wrong.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not worrying about a buffer tube or spring getting all dirty. Mainly when I'm shooting this suppressed, all I got to worry about is keeping my bolt clean in the barrel. I don't have all these other parts. And yeah, it's going to get hot shooting suppressed in the bolt gun, but it's not going to get as hot as quick as an AR would. Let's say if I was running thermal in here, which that's the one thing I haven't got to run yet is my thermal in my can, which I got my AR set up for it now. I just got to set it in. But yeah, I mean, if I had to choose, 9 times out of 10, I'm going bolt gun suppressed as far as just that's what I like. But there are pros to gas guns. Like, for instance, my new Coyote gun is my AR-15 with a thermal and suppressor on it, just because I want to be able to have quicker follow-up shots. I can do it with the bolt gun, but
it's the same thing.
It's a lot less work.
Yeah, especially with the 5.56.
And at night,
you can just let it rip.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a 308, so it's a little bit more punchy.
Yeah.
But from what I've learned, or from what my experience with like dealing with ARs versus bolt guns, it's way easier to maintain yourself. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to do a trigger swap, you just pop the two. I know it's easy with the bolt gun.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a lot easier on the platform.
But you literally just pop the 2 pins out, throw a new trigger in, and you're good.
Yeah.
Versus with a bolt gun, you have to take the whole action apart.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do a whole bunch of other stuff. Then you have to pop 2 pins, put the new trigger in, and
the thing I would say about the ARs that's better, definitely better, suppressed or not suppressed over bolt guns, is out in the field. You can do a lot more work with your AR. You can take that whole AR apart without any really special tools for the most part.
Yeah.
Out in the field if you had to. I mean, the trigger,
so
you're going to need some...
Taking apart this BCG today, with like normal AR parts, or like the normal AR, you need like a little needle nose pliers to pop out that cotter pin to take out the firing pin. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can use like a 5.56, but if that thing's really, really dirty, it's stuck in there, you need some pliers to rip it out.
Yeah.
There's not one in this. It's just literally just a little pin. I'll show you after.
Is that an AR-10 thing, or is that...
I think it might just be Daniel Defense's thing. I don't actually know.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I was cleaning it, it was toolless.
Huh.
And then, because like it's literally just like a little pin, and it has another pin that keeps it in place, so it won't fall out. Anyways, so it won't fall out, and you literally just take the firing pin out, and with this, there's like a little spring in it, so that comes out too.
Yeah.
And then with taking the bolt head out, it's just like the regular AR-15.
Yeah. So also going into that, I don't think I've seen that optic.
Oh, this is a Viper PSC Gen 2.
Oh, I have seen that one.
2.5 to 10, or 2 to 10.
What did you have that on before?
I did. No, this is the only gun it's been on.
Do you have another Viper?
Yeah. I swapped that between the Bagara and the Seekins.
That's the one that's like a
40
something millimeter objective. Right?
Yeah, 3 to 15 by 44.
What's the objective on that one? 20 something?
32.
Oh, it's 32.
Yeah.
It looks so weird with the.
It does look weird, but it's functional.
Yeah.
So, but I'm thinking about swapping this optic whenever I get more money. I want to throw like a 1 to 10 on it.
What's the base power on that? 2?
2. Yeah.
2. Because it almost has like an LPVO look to it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Except for that.
Yeah, it's a little more bigger objective.
Yeah, but I kind of want to swap it to the EOTech Voodoo 1 to 10.
Oh yeah.
Those are it's just money. So
you gonna get an FD to match the suppressor?
Maybe I'm thinking about painting this gun. So, like.
Yeah, I've been thinking about painting this one. I mean, I like the way it looks now, but everyone's got this same color stock on this model.
Yeah. You should do what you did with your
the
2250.
2250.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did that same color for this.
No,
gun.
but like the same
pattern, that sponge.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if I want to do it on just the stock or the barrel and everything.
Yeah. I don't know. It's up to you.
I don't know.
So sometimes I think, like when a gun is fully painted, it looks a little weird.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a personal opinion thing.
Well, so I kind of like this one. The only reason I thought about it is because of Chris Kyle's. The Mark?
Yeah.
12 Mark something.
Yeah.
His is fully painted. Of course, his was for actual survival.
But see, but his was just like rattle can tan and darker tan. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I feel like you get too intricate with it. Like if you put like any sort of like actual pattern on it, it looks a little weird.
Yeah.
Just aesthetically, it looks weird to me.
What I've been thinking about more than anything is just doing like a tan fishnet on the stock, but not full fishnet. Have it like broken up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd have like little patches of the fishnet, kind of make it look like it's worn a little more.
Yeah, you get a what's it called? Laundry bag.
Yeah.
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 But so what I would do, it's just what I like personally. What I would do, I would paint the barrel a solid color.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would do the stock something similar, but you actually have your pattern on the stock.
Yeah. So I also thought about this. I do the barrel like solid tan or whatever, but if I do the barrel, I'm gonna want to do the scope too. I don't know. Maybe I just do the stock for now and see how I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought about a different way. Take the stock off, wrap barbed wire around it, and then paint it. See if I can get like a barbed wire pattern in it.
Oh yeah, you can.
I thought that'd be kind of cool too, because everybody does the fishnet thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that done barbed wire, but not as much as fishnet.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be kind of cool too, because I mean, barbed wire's all over my dearly, so it just kind of fit the theme, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Being that this is mainly a gun I'm shooting in the stand, sometimes out in the field. I mean, we've killed pigs out in the field.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not gonna matter that much. The pigs ain't so much mattering. Me painting my guns for the pattern right now is more just for me, because most of the time when I'm hunting with them, the pigs ain't worrying about what color my gun is.
Yeah. It's just aesthetically pleasing. That's all it's for, right?
Yeah. I'm not worrying about...
People hunt with black synthetic guns all the time. And they have no issues with it, so it's not...
Yeah, it's not like I'm worrying about some guy 200 yards out spotting my black rifle laying in the ground or something, or my bright orange like my 2250. I still need to get those threaded. I've yet. No, I've heard 2250 suppressed. I heard yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
speaking of going back to suppressed bolt guns, one thing that I think is a con is because most bolt guns are 20 inches or longer.
Yeah.
You're adding
a lot of length.
6 to 8 inches.
Yeah, you can get the ranch style guns in some companies, but they're a little shorter. But
you lose so much velocity.
But thing is, though, is most ranch style guns, even the 300 blackouts, they're 16 inch.
Yeah.
Like,
but you lose so much velocity. Like with 308,
yeah,
this gun does not shoot what my Seeking shoots, like velocity, just because of the barrel length, obviously. But
I don't know. I watched. Well, no, I'd show you a video after this. I watched a guy shoot. I think it was 308. I want to say it was. It was like a short barrel. It had to have been maybe 13 inches.
Mm-hmm.
It may have been. No, I don't know if it was 16. It was a pretty short gun, bolt action. He was climbing up in the mountains, and he was shooting from one mountainside to the other, dropping pigs in their tracks with it. I mean, yeah. Just because you lose velocity, don't mean it's going to be inaccurate. But
yeah, no, it's not the accuracy.
Yeah,
it's just the energy on target.
Yeah, the thump.
And it also depends what you're trying to do, because I know that there's a lot of custom action makers that are like souping up their actions. So you can shorten the barrel or raise the pressure of the cartridge to get higher velocities out of a shorter barrel.
Of course, that's also where reloading comes in.
Yeah.
You can play with some hotter rounds.
Yeah. But then that con's also the same con as...
Yeah.
Just kind of farting around with this thing in the house.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a tank.
Yeah. It seems like that seems to be a common theme with a lot of your rifles.
What?
They're fucking tanks.
Yeah, they're heavy.
Your Seekins, that one. Your Bergera, which Bergeras are all...
My 12.5 inch is pretty heavy for being a 12.5. It's heavier than your 16 inch AR.
Yeah. But that also correlates to the way we use our rifles.
Yeah.
All yours are heavy because most of yours are bench guns for the most part.
Yeah.
Like that's what you mainly do with yours is range.
Yeah.
Mine for the most part are lighter because I'm thinking of it as a hunting aspect. Like I gotta carry this some bitch a couple 100 yards. I mean, you saw firsthand your first experience when we went and shot them pigs. We had to walk a couple 100 yards. You had that Seekins.
That motherfucker was heavy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And
20 pounds, or I think it was like 17, almost 18 pounds.
Yeah.
With no ammo.
Yeah.
So.
And I think this one's sitting at like 11 or 12 with everything on it. But no, and then I mean the main cons to shooting AR suppressed is
shit can break really easily.
Yeah, you're gonna wear out parts faster.
Yep.
Dirtier, definitely.
Yep.
Because
with my actually surprising, my lightest gun, my 6.8 SBC, I have gone through more extractors with that gun than anything else.
Yeah, I remember that.
It just gets so dirty so quick, and the cartridge gets stuck in the chamber. It has trouble ripping it out, so it just rips it.
Yeah. So I mean, you're gonna have shit break. It's gonna be dirtier. It's gonna be louder.
The shit blown in your face.
It's not crazy louder, I would say, but it's noticeable.
It's more poppy.
Yeah, it's more poppy. You're hearing more than anything. You're hearing the action.
Yeah.
Explode right there, because I mean, it's just because you think about this when you're shooting. Here's the best way to think about it, which I mean, experienced shooters already gonna know what we're talking about. When I shoot this bolt action, the bolt is not flying back and racking another one in. It's staying closed. All the gas is going out the front for the most part. I mean, someone's going to escape out the bolt, I imagine, a little bit. But for the most part...
There's like a pressure hole.
Yeah.
You can actually see it on this probably. Yeah, there's like that little hole right here. It's like excess pressure.
But for the most part, majority of your gas is going forward versus your gas gun. That bolt's racking back, making all that noise, gas exploding out the...
Well, because like the design of suppressors is designed to keep all of the gases in the can, so anything extra when the bullet's passing is gonna shoot straight back down the barrel.
Yeah. So
that's why in like ARs and stuff that you shoot like 15s, if you shoot it without a suppressor, it might shoot like directly at your 3 o'clock, and then whenever you shoot suppressed, it might be shooting straight out the front.
Yeah.
Which is like talking about the shell.
Yeah.
and that's just because it's cycling more gas.
Yeah.
And like this gun, Daniel Defense is really known for this, is having really over-gassed guns for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason is because they're supposed to be used for combat-related stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to run through anything.
Yeah.
So this gun could theoretically never be cleaned and still run perfectly fine.
And you can throw any gummy round you want. They're cheap ammo or more expensive, and you don't have to worry about
maybe run a bore snake through it and rip it through and call it good. But
yeah, I mean, so that's what I'm saying though. Like hunting wise, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna choose suppressed bolt action. But if I'm building a shit hits the fan or something I need to take with me when times get tough, it's gonna be my AR, just because all the reasons we've said before is field maintenance and just it may be more to keep up with, but it's easier to fix on the fly for the most part. I mean, most people, shit hits the fan, you're not gonna have extra bolt carriers and shit in your pocket, but
yeah,
that's the thing though
some
too.
People do.
That's the thing too though, is shit hits the fan. 9 times out of 10, if something breaks on my AR, I can find parts for it a lot easier than I would for... Because for the most part, bolt actions are all...
they're pretty specific, but like Bergara, I think Seekins is the same way.
They use the Remington 700.
Yeah, it's all based off the Remington 700, which is arguably the most common bolt gun right now. So almost everything is a clone of the Remington 700.
But...
Except for like Ruger, Winchester, all their guns, Savage.
Yeah, it may sound morbid, but shit hits the fan, and there's a dead guy on the ground that's got an AR, and something's wrong with my AR, I can grab parts off of his rifle. Mm-hmm. Versus, I've got a Bergara, and something breaks, and he's got a Weatherby. I can't just switch the action out or trigger or whatever.
You have to take his gun.
Yeah.
But... then you have to hope that the ammo is the same or he has enough ammo on. This is all theoretical.
Yeah.
But it could happen. Look at Ukraine.
Yeah, it's things to think about when you're building. If you're building towards that way. Basically with any build, think what is the primary use for this rifle? And what do you hope to do with it in every situation? But yeah, no.
Yeah. And then... It's kind of why I have this gun. It's kind of best of both worlds.
Yeah.
So like, I think this is arguably one of the better versions of a shit hits the fan gun. Mm-hmm. And it's not just because it's Daniel Defense or it's an AR-10 or because it's mine. It's because it's a 308, so you can kill just about anything in North America with it.
Yeah, 308's also...
It's semi-auto, so...
Pretty common.
Yeah, it's very common. It's semi-auto, so if you get into a situation where you need to take multiple shots...
Or just fucking...
Suppress.
You need to throw
lead down range.
Yeah.
But it is heavier. Ammo is more expensive. Ammo is heavier. It's like a balancing act with it.
Yeah, and I mean, but you can also go different routes with the AR platform.
You can do 5.56. You can go 300 Blackout, the new 8.6.
Yeah.
6.5 Creed, 22 arc, 22
Creed,
6mm arc.
Yeah, 6.8.
SPC, yeah. There's so many different things you can do, and it's such a versatile. You can literally pop the 2 pins, throw another upper on. It's a completely different gun.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all. What do you have anything else you want to get into, or?
No. Gas blowback sucks.
Yeah.
But what I've learned with gas blowback, it's not as bad outside.
Yeah, no, for sure. The first time I shot a suppressed AR was yours at the gun range, and I remember I shot like twice, and I looked at you and I was like, dude, my eyes are burning.
Yeah.
But outside, like you said, you got wind and everything. It's not bad, but
especially like at indoor ranges, because usually you're in like a bay, you might have 2 feet on either side of you. Outside, the gas can go anywhere.
Yeah. Versus
there, it's gonna stay within that.
And that's something to think about too when you're building an AR, suppressed, especially if you're building it for shit hits the fan or home defense rather. Which adrenaline and everything's gonna take over in those situations, but just think that you will have gas flying in your face. So that's something to practice with. You can't really run through your house firing rounds off, but at the gun range, at least stationary, you can practice accommodating for that gas blowing in your face if you were to use it in a self-defense situation. But yeah, no.
And then, so like another thing too, and this is kind of going a different direction a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But
when would you, in a time of like hunting, not use a suppressor?
Now that I have one, I haven't hunted without one, other than my 2 rifles that are not threaded. So really, me personally, so far, the only time I'd hunt unsuppressed is when I'm using a rifle that's not threaded. Maybe if I were to go on an elk hunt and I didn't want the extra weight, which is not that much extra, maybe I wouldn't take one, but I don't know. I'd probably find a way to do it just because why not?
Yeah, because like I saw this on, it was either TikTok or Instagram. It was like a little short, and it was a guy explaining why in like a home defense situation why you shouldn't use a suppressor.
Yeah, I've seen.
And
that
I was
too.
like, no, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah,
because I want like that,
especially in your house.
You're
gonna ring your ears.
Yeah, and it's not even just because like they're like, oh, it's all the scare factor of a giant flash in their face and
the loud bang
and like the concussion. It's basically like a flashbang, but it's, you have a bullet going at them.
Yeah,
it's like, no, I'm gonna go like Splinter Cell. Like,
I don't know. To me, it would be more intimidating hearing like if I were breaking in someone's house, it'd be more intimidating to me to hear like because like 3 in a blackout or something, to hear that suppressed shot whizzing at me as I'm trying to break in down.
And then you hear like the shell hit the ground. Yeah, exactly. I think that's scary.
It'd be more wicked to me.
Yeah. But there is the blowback too.
Yeah,
you just gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like kids and like you have a wife. I'm about to have a wife.
Yeah.
And if they're like in the house and they're sleeping or something and they wake up, I don't want them to get scared shitless because their ears are ringing.
Yeah.
And
plus when they hear the suppressed shots more than they hear unsuppressed, they know their side's winning. Maybe. But yeah. No, I mean, that's all really I can think of.
Same.
Well, I guess we'll end it there.
Nice little short one.
Yeah. Like and subscribe. Hunters hopefully moving down, or at least going to be home when we're going to try to get some more range and hunting stuff coming up soon. So bear with us. We're both busy. I got a side business going on now, so it takes up a lot of my time too. But until next time, stay safe.
Stay active.
And enjoy the outdoors.